Okay. Um, it's been a long few days, I would say, because of you know, I think it's getting to that point where they're just bombarding me with everything they've done to me, all the manipulations, and it's just disgusting. What they do is they make me re-experience the things they made me experience, and it's been a lot because this started since August 19th, 2019, and it's just like bringing up more things that they done to me, and it's nonstop, and my brain is just completely just like rewired. They play my memories. Yesterday they just brought up, like I said, memories is something they can continuously change, right? They change memories. They have the ability to access your memories, right? But that it doesn't end there. The next step is to manipulate memories, right? That's where this thing is about. Well, I don't know how long ago the ability to access memories was, but now is, for me at least, and I've heard other testimonials where they can manipulate memories and make you experience different versions of memories, giving you stimulation, sensation that weren't there. And for me, wherever there's children, they're gonna add that and be like, you see, you experienced that, you see, remember that, and it's just like anywhere. It's anywhere they can implant that, and you understand that this is because this is what this technology is capable of doing, right? I truly see myself for what I'm part of. I'm a subject in this human experimentation. It's not even a human experimentation. I would say a human use to develop this technology. I'm like a guinea pig, and that's reality of what we are, target individual. They try to come up with different versions of psyops, and they try to tell themselves there's something else. The reality is they just applying this technology onto us to improve and develop this technology. So all this capability of this technology, we're experiencing it for the purpose of developing this technology, and the rest is just the psyops and the BS they try to come up with. They try to break people down using these ways of manipulating the brain, and at this point, this technology is used as a weapon. Obviously, it can be done. It can be used for good things, but on us, it's used to break us down, and do bad things to us. I'm sure every once in a while they do things like, because every once in a while, like, they do things to my body, and then the next I wake up feeling better, and then I'm like feeling the pain again, and like, so I'm sure they also like doing other things that are more than just breaking you down, but also try what's breaking you down, try to put you back together, then breaking you down again. It's just like we're subjects in that sense, and I understand that. And psychologically, that's where they try to break you down the most. I think the reason why they break you psychologically, like, to that point, is so because they can, at the same time, I think that they try to use, like, because they are part of a program that is experimenting on human beings. So let's dehumanize that person. Let's turn into something he's not, or she's not, and then do the things, and then it's going to help us do the foul things that we do to people. It's nasty. Right now they're just bringing up like something they've done where, like, they make me look at the daughter of somebody I was with who is a perp in this ways, and try to make me. It's just nasty. But that's the things they do. Um, and so these people have done these things to not only men but also women and children, right? So these people are the trash of the trash. I was in bed last night, and I wake up, my eye is really hurting. I don't know what they're doing to my eye. They talk about how they're gonna crush my eye, and I know they do things to my eyes. And I was in bed, and last night some trash, some perp, they will say some degrading stuff, some nasty things. They say something about she'll melt in your mouth, right? And it was so nasty. I'm like, I don't even want to dig deep in this, because I know what they do is try to change things into pedophilia things. Everything they do is to try to break you down, and psychologically. And I wake up kind of like half days, and in those moments, that's when they can like completely control you. I think the state of alertness is slow, so they can do. It's more like hypnotic, like you just like you're in a daze of some sort, and so they can make you think, and you try to stop where they try to make you think, and try to. They have those dialogues in your head, and they try to they incorporate with children and it melting. Oh, it's so disgusting. I was like, oh no, that's not what I'm trying to. Like they were just tricking my brain to go there. I was like, oh, and because when you're in a state of like non-alertness, like in a sleep mode or whatever, it's like you're like in a dazed kind of state of mind, and they can just control you. It's like, and they're like, oh, you see what you thought. It's like, no, I know it's what you guys do. It's nasty low lives. And they're like, oh, we're gonna tell that it's your thoughts. I was like, listen, at this point everybody knows, right? But the thing is, they're under the impression that I think that they're like, these people are proving to the like, and if these people, these perps, right, with me, they created this psyop that they are just like good doers of the like this program is so widespread, and there's so many participants from all around the world and all kind of people, and they make me think that whatever horrible things is going to happen to me is because they proved these things, when in reality I understand that anybody can participate, and which knowingly knowing that my brain is manipulating these ways. They know these things. If this bottom feeders from next door can be like, oh yeah, no, it's you. Can you imagine somebody who's willing to actually physically hurt somebody? What is capable of doing, or she's capable of doing? If like in their mind, they think that I'm gonna be like, oh no, they're proving to these people who are gonna harm me physically, these people who can harm me physically and do that, they can do exactly what they're doing, knowing that it's manipulations. They can, if this next door person who's who's not even capable to look at somebody who could look at somebody and kill them cold-blooded or do whatever, you think they can't do these things? Like, I know that if everybody here can be involved in this kind of manipulations, it means that anybody can be participant knowingly that this is manipulations. I think I've seen some of them, it's like a video games to them. It's like, just like, oh, we can do this thing, and he's, look, he's gonna lose his mind. Like, I understand. Everybody is fully aware that what's happening to my brain is something that this technology is capable of doing, and they love participating in this. I've seen a father and his child just like smiling. He was like, "Here, look at my kid." Do you think if he truly thought that was real, he would be smiling? No, he's like, "Yeah, go look," and then nastiness, because he knows like this is gonna make him go crazy. They know this thing is disturbing. They know that that's the kind of things that break somebody down. So they're like, "Oh look," it's like, and then it's like, "Watch, he's gonna lose his stuff." They know that. And they're gonna be, oh my god, it's you. So, please, you guys been forcing people to look at kids in these disturbing ways. And so I know this, and it's the things I have to deal with. So the testimonials for me are just ways to just kind of put things in perspective. I've seen that my channels is gonna soon no longer be there. My initial channels, so I have my secondary channel now. And I'm glad I had the opportunity to at least make videos that goes all the way back to 2020 to put things in perspective. Because at this point, I'm very self-assured of, of who I am, and these manipulations is what they are. And I have to deal with, and I'm hearing these people talking to me, try to bring up the things they've messed with me, and I'm like, you guys are just bottom feeders. And it doesn't take much. A child can be killing me. Because this technology is such a sophisticated technology that it doesn't take much. It doesn't. And they've created an environment where this is normalized. I will compare it to like, and it's not to that level, but comparison in the state of like group thinking. When you hear those like genocide, Holocaust kind of state of mind, where a group of people can be watching somebody die, and because they've normalized that, they can be watching, and the children can be watching and be involved, like, oh my god, laughing. That's the kind of state of mind, because they've normalized this, right? So to them it's just like, oh, like, it's just something. They normalize these things that they're part of, and then they don't know when it's going to come back to them. So I see that as that. It's like a child can be involved in this, but this child is involved in a program that is also torturing even children. They're trash. And the childlike individuals that makes more sense to me. It's like, what you expect from this person? Listen to this person talking, try to agitate me. You hear this kid talking to me or sound like a kid. It's like, oh, they normalize that. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's my point. Try to agitate me. That's what that's the things I deal with. It's nasty, but I can notice that that's the things that they try to do to agitate me, and I know that they can mess with me big time. It's funny how they even talk about how they're gonna use this knife to stab me. I'm like, these people, and you see how they want me to be in this bubble of false reality. A knife. I'm in bed right now. I can feel my brain just. I have bumps in my brain. My skull is changing. If they want it, and that's when you know this is bigger than just like, they don't just try to kill you. They try to do things and get a result out of you. They could, like this, to make. I mean, I can die in a second. They can kill me with not a single person around me. And when they say, "Oh, we're gonna use our knife," I'm like, these people are living this like. Do they know? I know that this is like Department of Defense technology being applied onto me. You talk about knife. You talk about a $20 like. Do you know? I know that you can literally stop my heartbeat right now. You can make me feel the pain, that unbelievable pain, without me bleeding or any ounce of a cut or anything. So they create this like fantasy, like this weird reality in their world. It's like, I know what this is about. They can do everything to me without a single person around me. Every pain you can imagine, they can make you feel it without even actually feeling, like actually experiencing it. They have all your nerves. They can control your nerves. They can control your brain. And you hear these bottom feeders try to get you to think in their little fantasy. That's what they've been doing to women. Have you seen some of the pictures? These women weren't actually beat. You see a woman's face just puffy and just red and peeling. Nobody came and did this to her, like directly. This trash have been doing these things. And they try to play this fun, but tell them, no, it's for this woman. These people have been raping women till suicide. You know how many have killed themselves already? And they try to still be like, oh no, it's for this person. You did this to her. What? What you've done to this woman? How many of you think are dying right now because of you guys? And they use these childlike individuals who think I'm going to let them escape. No. You got blood on your hand that is going to come back. Of women and children too. Coward, lowlife, saying things behind door. Cowardness, lowlifeness, bottom feederness, trashiness, pedophilianess. In one lifetime. So I thank God that I didn't involve myself, because it doesn't take much. I hear these bottom feeders, and they try to sound childlike. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, go do these comedian things away. Don't do that in front of me. I'll embarrass you. You're nothing. I understand. And so I have to accept that these weak people are used in these disgusting things. As for me, I know my weakness, right? I know who I am. Sometimes I just find myself like, for example, I interact with perps, knowing they're perps, very much so, even making video about them. But the concept of thinking of these people as if I was not a target individual, if they were not perps, like I get lost in that state of mind of like, if I was in a different world, these emotions and and that's something I should get over it. But it's just that the concept of the potential of things would be if I was not a target individual and I was with this individual, how things would work. I get lost in that, and so I end up talking to perps in these ways where it just I want to be romantic and charming to people who are perps. and I know they're perps. But the concept of like me, like being me, and if I was me with somebody who's a significant other, just like everybody else, is strong. So I end up flirting, being romantic, charming, perps. And so that's something I need to work on. Um, but it's just, and I think loneliness does impact that too. And then sometimes it's that moment where you kind of yourself a little bit, because usually I'm isolated and they do these nasty things, pedophilia back and forth, pedophilia things to disturb me. And so when you have that moment when you interact and you kind of yourself, a little bit more yourself than usual, because the usual is the manipulations, you just want naturally to interact with a woman in a romantic way. Instead of this nastiness that this next door neighbor are coming up, they keep talking about how they're gonna frame me. I don't know how that's gonna happen, right? Some are saying implanting child porn on my computer, implanting drugs, or some kids here is gonna say something that they're gonna make up some BS nastiness. Where in my mind they try to make me even imagine what it could be. It's like, oh, we've been creating conversations and things like that with this person. We've been like some nest. I don't know. But there's nasty low life and they're trash. And you hear this bottom feeder try to interrupt me because one of those things are gonna be true. Meaning that either they're gonna implant child porn, or either they're gonna implant drugs, or either they're gonna have a child say something and they're gonna create some BS stuff. Nastiness. But either way, I'm just thankful that I didn't grow up in an environment where I could be involved in these ways. It's so nasty, and in their mind, they even make themselves believe, "Oh, we're noble." Ugh, you disgusting little life. But to all my target individuals, as target individuals, as people who are used to be for this technology, to improve this technology, one of the main things they try to do is break down your ego, make you subscribe to things that you're not, try to change you. And you have to remember that this is their job. Do not subscribe to this. Look at these people's life, disgusting low lifeness. They know. They have found ways to cope with this. They've normalized it, and they try to create ways of of doing what they do, and it's cowardly. That's why it's so easy for them to kind of get lost in this fantasy. They don't have to see you in person. They're somewhere in some place, not close to you. No, well, not close, like not seeing you in person, remotely. That's why you can hear childlike individuals, coward low left. They see you in person and just like feel uncomfortable. They try to look at you, you're nothing. It's like, where are you then? They're just the perps. They are contracted bottom feeders, contracted by the government. I understand that. And for me, the psyops have been disgusting when I see these people who try then to delude themselves like they're in this like they're like a femme fatale, Kill Bill type of. I'm like, oh my gosh, you trash. Trashy. For all the blood of women, you are disgusting trash. It's nothing worse than that. So all my target individuals, stay strong. Because these people will delude themselves and they'll try to force you to accept this false reality. Do not subscribe to any of it.